Hello everyone, I am Ransom Ryder. Welcome into the kitchen. I'm going to be making a fantastic treat for you today. This is one of my favorites. This is Southern fried chicken. Now I'm going to make this the old-fashioned way. I have my pan. This is just a cast iron pan, and I'm going to be heating it up. It's on right now. I've got my chicken. This is a flour and cornmeal mix. Be sure to check out my recipe. This is bacon grease. I fried bacon this morning for breakfast. I saved my grease. This is liquid gold. On top of my bacon grease, I'm going to be adding pure lard. Now, I don't normally cook, confession, I don't normally cook with pure lard, but my grandmother did. And I really want to stick with how she made this today. This is Southern style, and she liked to do just a very simple, direct, tasty, delicious chicken. So I'm using bacon grease, pure lard. I grew up in the Smoky Mountains, and this would have been a fantastic meal addition as the main meat on a Sunday. I would have absolutely loved it. So I have my lard in the pan. I'm heating this up. I'm going to be cooking it on my little camp stove. Normally I would be on the main stove, but I want it on the camp stove. I'm going to let this come to a nice, I want it to be hot. I want it to be hot and a steaming hot. Now I am using my mittens because this pan will get very hot. Safety in the kitchen, safety first. All right, my bacon bits in the bottom are starting to show me that the oil is heating up. It's coming to an appropriate temperature. This is a flour cornmeal mixture, and I am going to put a little bit of salt once I roll the chicken, get it in, and I have cut up a chicken. The chicken was so big that I actually cut some of the pieces smaller. I just don't want that much chicken. It's just me, but you come on over because this is plenty for 2, 3, 4 of you. So I'm going to let this get floured. This is not a wet, this is a dry roll. Very simple, salt and pepper. Let's pop this in. Let's continue to roll. And I've got some smaller pieces here. These are little pieces off the breast. And I have a big old chicken thigh. Let's roll it in this cornmeal mixture. The reason that I want a little bit of cornmeal in here is because I'm going to be making some mealy gravy. We used to back home call it mealy gravy. Many of you might have heard it called sawmill gravy. And I'm going to be using this pan with my gravy with these drippings out of the bottom of this. And this is not super padded dry chicken because I want my cornmeal and flour to stick to it. So it has to be a little wet because I'm not using a wet mixture. All right, now that's ready. Let's set this to the side. Let me clean up. This is going to fry. I'm going to just check the temperature, turn it down a little bit. And I need to watch this. I'm going to stick with it. I usually like to fry it. I like my chicken on the more done side. I like it. I don't want to get a raw chicken. I never want a raw chicken. Now, internally, if you're measuring your temperature, this should be at 165. But I really prefer my chicken to be at a higher temperature than that. So back home, we would go by the look. I don't know that I ever actually used a thermometer back home. I don't even think we had a thermometer, not even making candy. And I did make a lot of rock candy, hard candy, Christmas candies with my family, my grandmother mainly. And we didn't have a thermometer. She used everything the old-fashioned way. You know, candy was dropped into water, and if it hardened at the bottom, she knew she was ready. But this chicken, I want to just throw a little bit of salt on both sides. So I'm going to salt this slightly on this side. And you could salt this in the bowl. You know, you could salt this in the bowl. So we're gonna let this fry and let it brown on both sides. As you can see, it is turning a beautiful, kind of a golden color. And I want that brown to deepen. Remember, this is a flour and cornmeal mixture that I rolled the chicken in. And this is just a partial chicken. I did not cook the entire chicken. Back home, we would have actually fried the entire chicken, and it would have taken 2 pans full, or we would have had to fry twice in a single pan. The chickens, though, today, they're very large. Big chickens. Big chickens require a big pan. I'm gonna let this fry. I'm gonna watch it and hang out with me. Remember, cooking in the kitchen is a journey best shared with friends. And I want you to come in and let's be friends. All right, now I'm gonna continue to let this fry. Some of the pieces on this, you have to be careful because they're smaller. Like this little piece of breast is smaller. I'm gonna turn it. This one's smaller. I'm just gonna rotate these in my pan and let this continue to cook. When you're in the kitchen and you're working with a lot of the foods, you want to practice safety. You know, you want to really scrub your hands, wash really good. Chicken is one of those foods that you've got to be super cautious with. I'm always really cautious with it, and I scrub my hands, and I do wash down the area if I have worked with or prepped chicken. This chicken I bought whole, and I did cut this here at home. That's why you're gonna see some pieces that you probably don't recognize, because I took those big jumbo breast pieces and I cut them down into smaller pieces because the breast was just too big and it takes it too long to cook. And I don't want it to all take such a long time. Now, some of these little darker pieces you can see, that's my leftover bacon bits, and that's gonna add another layer of flavor. The cornmeal, the salt, and I do wanna salt. This is my second side to my chicken. I just wanna put a little salt on this. Now remember, in another video, I will be making gravy, sawmill gravy, or as we said back home, millie gravy in this same pan. All right, let's let this continue to fry because I want it to darken up and I want to make sure that this is thoroughly cooked through. Remember, 165 degrees is recommended by the US government. Check your local guidelines. You want to make sure that chicken is thoroughly cooked. I'll be right back. While my chicken's cooking, I'm going to have a drink of tea. Growing up in the South, we started sweet tea from a bottle, and I absolutely love, but this is just straight up a black tea that I brewed myself, and I love it just unsweet. I'm a big tea fan. Leave me a comment if you grew up drinking tea. Was it sweet or unsweet? Let me know. This is being cooked in a bacon grease and lard. I do use a pure 100% lard. And be sure you check this. I like the ones with no additives. You want to get a pure lard. If you watched my cornbread recipe, I used duck fat, and that cornbread, so good. Check out that recipe. It's here on my channel. For everyone who's subscribed to my channel recently, thank you so much for that. I 100% appreciate you. Send in your favorite recipes to me. Let's share some recipes. You probably have many that you absolutely love. I know that I'm making several that I absolutely love. Let's share them and pass them on. I'm Ransom Ryder. I look forward to sharing my journey in the kitchen with you. Come hang out with me. Today in the kitchen, I am frying chicken. Later, I'm going to be making a mealy gravy or a sawmill gravy. The chicken, it's one of my favorite foods. What do you like best from the chicken? Do you like the light or dark meats? Do you like a thigh, a leg, a breast piece? Do you know what the pulley bone is? Leave me a comment down below and come hang out with me as we journey through the kitchen cooking some of my favorite meals. I'm Ransom Ryder. Thank you for hanging out. Now, as my chicken continues to cook, I'm just going to sprinkle it with a little bit of pepper. I love that little bit of brightness and depth of flavor that a good black pepper imparts to your chicken. And when I turn this, I will actually give another little sprinkle of black pepper on my chicken. And then I will have black pepper and salt on the table in case someone wants to put a little extra in. Now, these chicken thighs, these are the two big pieces right here. Those will be the last out of my pan because I want to make sure those are thoroughly cooked through. Now, because I like to practice safety in the kitchen, and chicken is one of those important things where you want to be extra safe, I am going to use my meat thermometer and check the temperature on this. That's 200. Let's check these thighs. And I don't want to touch the bone. 154, so the thighs will have to cook longer. They will be the last piece out of the pan. But these smaller pieces, I can pull these up. All right, let's get these out. I just happen to have a dish ready to take it up. Let's grab some of these and take it out of here. These are done. Now I have a napkin to absorb any of those extra oils. Remember, this is a bacon grease and lard mixture that I'm frying my chicken in. And I'm going to lower the heat a little bit and just let those continue to fry. And I never want to cover my chicken because I want the moisture to escape. That's going to give me a much nicer crust on the top of this, on the outer portions of my chicken pieces. And I want a nice crust on this. I really do. So I'm going to let these continue to cook on a lower temperature. And let's come back in with the meat thermometer and just give them another check. 164, 165. But I'm going to continue to let these cook for a few moments because, as I said earlier, I like my chicken well done. I just like it well done. How do you like your chicken? Thoroughly cooked to the 165? Or would you take it beyond that and get a little bit of the extra doneness on your chicken? Leave me a comment, let me know. My chicken thighs are continuing to fry in the pan, but let's go ahead and give this a taste. This chicken smells absolutely delicious. I know it's going to be so tasty. I've let it cool down for just a few minutes. Let's try this. This is a flour and cornmeal breaded chicken done in a southern style, fried in bacon grease and pure lard. Let's give it a taste. Remember, you always want to taste your food before you take it out to your guest in case you need some more seasoning. This southern style fried chicken, moist, tender, absolutely delicious. So good. You are going to want to call your mother and share this recipe. I'm Ransom Ryder. I hope you've enjoyed this southern fried chicken. Leave me a comment down below. Come hang out. Cooking in the kitchen is so much better with friends. Bye. Bye.